Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carshénah with versefilmsproductions, and you've made it back to another horror pick of the week, so let's go ahead and get this started. Thanks for joining in on our Screamtober all month long. The late 90s, early 2000s had some good horror suspense movies. Just wonderful stories and scary suspenseful moments. Back when trailers didn't give the whole movie away, they don't make trailers like this anymore. That's for sure. We come to House on Haunted Hill. Yes, Hollywood loves a good sequel or prequel, reimagining or just plain recasting everyone in an all-female version or male version or whatever version just to appease the masses. It could have been cast as an all-goth emo version, and this would have been greenlit at the studio.
Let the games begin.
This was one of the best horror films out there. It's not your typical run-of-the-mill jump scare film that you can easily predict. This one I would consider to be more of a psychological mystery thriller that mixes supernatural and real horror. It has a lot of disturbing images and some gore. The premise is one night in the house, $1 million, no questions asked. But there is a catch for anyone who accepts the offer. Murder is a way of life at the House on Haunted Hill, a jolting effects ramped remake of the 1959 cult classic that starred Vincent Price and was directed by screen horror legend William Castle. Jeffrey Rush plays twisted theme park big shot Stephen Price, who's hosting a scary, jokey birthday bash for his wife Famke Jensen at an abandoned institute for the criminally insane. All-star cast in the 90s and early 2000s had Taye Diggs, Ali Larter, Bridget Wilson, Peter Gallagher, and Chris Kattan. They portray strangers mysteriously assembled for the event that could make them all very rich or profoundly dead. And you? "We wouldn't want to start the party without you" was a great line. What's truly terrifying is how little $1 million is today, with a runtime of 1 hour and 33 minutes, and it is rated R. Fingers crossed that Dark Castle can return to remaking some more William Castle films, because to date, the only 2 Castle films that have been remade are this film and 13 Ghosts. Ghost Ship doesn't count because his involvement wasn't there. Great cast, lots of nightmarish imagery, and more freaky than the 1959 original. At the time, this movie was pretty scary, and in my opinion, still has one of the best horror movie soundtracks. House on Haunted Hill in 1959 starred the legendary Vincent Price, Richard Long. Vincent stars as a suave, eccentric millionaire, married to a beautiful and greedy gold digger. Together, they are hosting a party in a sinister, haunted house. 5 guests are invited to spend the night, and each will get $10,000, but only if they survive until morning. The doors are locked at midnight with the couple, and there is no turning back. Debuting in black and white, the film has since been colorized and still holds up today with whatever version or remake you put out today. Amazing colorization, though the color ruins the moody shadows and eerie limelight. It's still great quality. Vincent Price was so fun and elegantly creepy a good actor. He was also a very good painter, but few people know that. I don't understand why everyone hated this remake. I thought it had some great thrills and scares, great edge-of-your-seat popcorn flick. Who can forget the scene with Melissa and her camcorder? Sees a recording of someone being operated on by a camera and yet sees nothing when looking at it from her POV, which is her point of view. If this was me, okay, time to go back and join the others. But as you know, that never happens. And how many of you who saw the movie knew about the post-credit scene at the end? It's 2022, so we're conditioned to wait until the end for all movies now. Even the crappy ones, and in true party like it's 1999 fashion, so did this remake. They are condemned to be vivisected alive over and over again for eternity. The sequel, Return to the House on Haunted Hill in 2007, reveals there was a cursed idol keeping the ghost bound to the building and was also responsible for Vannicut and his staff turning into deranged monsters before they died. Throwing it out of the building in the same film freed the ghost, so presumably That includes the Prices. Personally, I don't think Price deserved this much punishment. Sure, he was crazy, but he did, however, sacrifice himself to save that girl even after she shot him. In the end, he turned out not to be that bad of a guy. I think death was punishment enough for his past transgressions. And although Evelyn did not deserve that eternal damnation, as crazy as she was not one of the 5 descendants and should not have been eternally punished like that. Then again, the house makes the rules, so there you go. You got Claire Redfield, Sonya Blade, and Jean Grey in one movie. And don't forget Captain Barbossa. James Marsters from the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Check my Screamtober video on that. That's a shameless plug. As a cameraman, Lisa Loeb, the singer, also was Evil's mom in the remake of Fright Night. And even Peter Graves lends his star power.
From here on, it gets really scary.
Here's some quick trivia about the movie. The roller coaster in the beginning of the movie is the Incredible Hulk at Universal's Islands of Adventure in Orlando, Florida. At around 12 minutes, the names William Malone, Gilbert Adler, and Valdemar Timrek appear on Price's guest list before it is deleted. William Malone and Gilbert Adler are respectively the director and producer of the film. Valdemar Timrek was a serial killer and evil spirit in Tales from the Crypt, Report from the Grave, 1996, which was also directed by Malone. Jeffrey Rush's character last name is Price. This is a reference to the original house on Haunted Hill in 1959, in which Vincent Price played the main character.
Ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill?
Lastly, when Stephen Price is talking to Schechter early in the film, you can see a Freddy Krueger glove hanging in the background. So there you go. This movie is a guilty pleasure for Halloween, so watch it again or for the first time.